Here's a video to go over your Math 7 Unit 2 team test that we took today in class. All right, so it says complete the table such that A and B represent a proportional relationship. What is the constant proportionality in this table? So you could have created pretty much any table that you wanted. The only number that had to be true was 0 has to equal 0. So I'm going to choose my constant proportionality to be 5. That means I'm going to multiply A times 5 to get B. So 1 times 5 is going to be 5. 2 times 5 is 10, so I know 2 goes here. Half of 5 is 2.5, and 2 times 5 is 10. Okay. Another constant proportionality I could have chosen was several kids chose 2. So that means that 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Half of 2 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. Any of these could have been the correct answer. Right. The next question says, here are some facts. A cheetah ran 100 meters in 6 seconds. A sloth took 15 seconds to move 1 meter. A mosquito flew about 5 meters every 9 seconds. A Usain Bolt ran 6.5 meters per second when he broke the 100-meter dash world record. So for the cheetah, and it says express your answers in fractions, so I want to do meters per second. So it was 100 meters over 6 seconds. And then the pacing would be the opposite way, so 6 over 100, and which, if you guys recall, those are called reciprocals. A sloth took 15 seconds to move 1 meter. This one was a little bit tricky because a lot of people started with 15 over 1, but the meter was 1, so it should have been 1 over 15. And then the pace should have been 15 over 1, or just 15. The mosquito, 5 meters every 9 seconds, so 5 over 9. Then the pace would be 9 over 5, because I flip it over. And this one was a little tricky too, because that 100-meter dash was in the sentence. You don't actually need the 100. It's just telling you how far he ran, not how fast he ran. So you can do 6.5 over 1. You could do, I had a group do 13 over 2. And then the pace would be 1 over 6.5, or 2 over 13. All right. Question number 3. We had to answer some questions about Liam and Sadia. So it says Liam and Sadida are running a 60-meter race. Each of their distances can be represented by an equation where y is the distance in meters and x is the time in seconds. Use this information to complete the table. Liam's distance is represented with the equation y equals 6x. At 8 seconds, Liam is 16 meters ahead of Sadia. So I know that 0 will be 0 for both of them, and that Liam's going at 6 meters every 1 second. So 2 seconds would be 12, because 6 times 2 is 12. 4 seconds would be 24, because 6 times 4 is 24. 6 seconds would be 36, and 8 seconds would be 48. So then this next part here that says 8 seconds, he's 16 meters ahead of Sadie. So that means that Sadie's 16 meters behind him. So you do 48 minus 16, which gives me 32. So then I can use that value to figure out what her pace is. So 32 divided by 8 is 4. So she's going at a speed of 4 meters per second. So 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. 4 times 4 is 16. And 6 times 4 is 24. So then it says, what is an equation for Sadia's distance? So I know her pace is 4. So my equation should be y equals 4x. Then, how many meters has Sadia run when Liam finishes the race? So, when Liam finishes the race, Liam's distance, he would be at 60 meters. I know that 60 divided by 6 is 10, so that's when he has 10 seconds. So I would just do 10 times 4 to get 40 meters. All right, so drag the number cards to create a pair of points that represent a proportional relationship. Can't have 0 in it because I don't have a second 0. So you can do any points you want. So I started with 1 and 2, and then I made my constant proportionality 2, or 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then if I were to look at this and I were to go a straight line, this isn't the only answer. It creates a straight line that goes through 0, 0. All right. So for 5A, it says lines A, B, and C represent 3 different proportional relationships. Plot 2 points on each line. So on line A, the first point that crosses what we call a lattice point or a grid line is 1, 4. And I had to make sure to put the parentheses in, so 1, 4. Another point was 2, 8. And notice that they're appearing on the graph, and I know that I'm correct. For B, the first one that crosses exactly is at 4, 5. And the next one is at 8, 10. Right. For C, the first one is 4, 3. And the second one is 8, 6. Okay. All right. And then the last problem before the bonus was to find the constant proportionality. So I knew that at 1 it was 4 for the red one. So my constant proportionality is going to be 4. Also 4 divided by 1 is 4. For this one, I can't quite tell where 1 is. So I'm going to do 5 divided by 4. So it's going to be 5 over 4. Or I can put in 0.125. And then C is at 3, 4, at 4, 3. So it's 3 divided by 4, or 0.75. And then the bonus, I'm not going to go over because that was extra credit.